Good news, everybody! Actual good news. If you like video games, because From Software, a developer known for everything they touch turning to gold, all the way from Demon's Souls to Sekiro to even the Armored Core series, you know, all great games. I've been a big fan. I remember pre-ordering the first Dark Souls game, that was my entry, and I've got an embarrassing amount of playtime in all of them, all of their games since, and this was quite the surprise. Elden Ring Night Reign, of course, Elden Ring being very popular, and they announced, as of the 13th of December, this co-op action survival game coming 2025, and they say, we hope you look forward to it. Of course, Miyazaki, the mind behind all of this, said, we're not working on any more DLC, we're not planning on a sequel, and then shortly afterwards releases this. So he did the big sneaky on us. And then, of course, there is this trailer that has come out, and it looks exciting. There are returning faces, bosses perhaps, from previous franchises, so it seems like it's going to be a sort of From Software greatest hits, at least from the Souls games and Elden Ring. I didn't see anything from Yharnam, meaning the Bloodborne series, but there have been bosses. I think the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3 is in there at some point. Personally, I got for a few controllers trying to beat him the first time I tried to fight him. So I'm not exactly delighted about that boss, but it'll be exciting. Even if it's just, you know, riding it in, it's our greatest hits of the series, play with your buddy, co-op game, it will still be fun, because even if it's what we know, it seems to be on the Elden Ring engine, it seems to be very similar, it'll be good. I would be very surprised if it's not, because they tend to release very polished things that are fun and challenging. And as you can see from the gameplay on the screen, there's lots of new additions here as well. They've got, I mean, look at what's on screen right now. You wouldn't get that in Elden Ring, would you? No. It seems like they've worked on the combat, and if anything, I think they've borrowed a fair amount from Sekiro, which actually had really fun combat, and I'm glad that they did that in some ways, actually. The level of depth in Elden Ring was a bit more shallow, because there are lots more weapons, but fewer sort of animations and levels of complexity, which makes sense, because in Sekiro, you've only got a set amount of things that you can use. Your katana is, you know, the main one. And you've got lots of choices. And I think one of the major flaws of the Souls franchise is that in games like this, I like to try out a wide variety of weapons and get used to them. And the upgrade system was always the biggest flaw, because there's like a limited supply of the final upgrades. And so switching between weapons, you know, when you're in the early or mid game, can be quite difficult when there is, you know, a limited supply of these things. And so I want to be able to switch around with weapons. So I'm hoping one of the things that they have changed is that you've got to, you know, get the Titanite or the shards or whatever it is, the limited supply of them. That's not a problem. I want to be able to fully upgrade everything. I'm a completionist. This is what I want. Miyazaki, if you're watching, make it happen. I want weapon variety. I don't want to just pick up a claymore and then use it throughout the entire game, like in, you know, the meme suggests. And speaking of memes, actually, I saw a great one here as a summary of this new Elden Ring game is Demons Darkborn Ring 2 Shadow of the Ashes of the Ringed Crown of the Old Hunters Die Twice Remastered. And I think if that doesn't summarise it, I don't know what is. But if this is just a sort of, you know, coasting, here is our best of, it'll be a damn good game.